Hey, Kevin, are you there?
19 teams here will battle it out for $100,000 in prize money in the Neil S. Hirsch Family Boys and Girls Club Hunt Team Exhibition. Moments away from seeing that first horse in our competition again. We have a course that has been designed by Andy Christensen. Rider 1, the first rider will jump fences 1 through 6 in the course. Then the second rider will pick up over on the VIP side of the ring, starting with fence number 7.
Rachel's here.
Fences 7 through 13.
Great, thanks.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Kristen Baran $100,000 exhibition stake class for the benefit of the Neil S. Hirsch Boys and Girls Club of Wellington. This is Sissy Wicks. I'm here with Rachel Kennedy for the duration of the class, and it's going to be a wonderful evening. This is the second annual Hunter Team class, which is an unusual format for our Hunter discipline. It's taking place in the International Ring at Wellington International Horse Show under the lights on a beautiful, beautiful night here in Wellington, Florida. The format for today is we have 19 teams, so quite a few horses, 19 teams of 3 horses on each team. The team consists of a junior rider, an amateur rider, and a professional rider. The format is that rider number 1 jumps 1 through 6 in a classic style round, so a regular hunter round. Rider number 2 jumps 7 through 13 in another classic style round. And rider number 3 jumps 14 through 20 in a handy style round. So it's an unusual format. The horses go one after the other. They all enter the ring at the same time. Each team and all 3 riders enter the ring at the same time. Riders 1 and 3 go to the right of an in-gate, and they have a designated place to wait. Rider number 2 goes to the left of the in-gate to a designated place to wait. When rider number 1 is ready to go, they make a courtesy circle and go directly to the first jump. It's a great course. Rachel and I walked the course at 6:30 while it was still a little bit light. And now we have the lights on and we see some shine on the jumps and some excitement out there. So it's going to be a great evening. What do you think, Rachel?
I think it's going to be a fun night. It looks like there's some great horses and great riders in this class.
Panel 1, we have 3 panels of 2 judges each. Panel 1 only judges rider 1. So panel 1 judges 6 jumps. That's 1 through 6. Panel 1 consists of Tony Scarlatta and Diane Carney. Panel 2 judges just jumps, that's a lot of J's, 7 through 13. And that's Scott Williamson and Ginny Edwards. Panel 3 judges 14 through 20. Beautiful national anthem. I'll get back to what I was saying, which is panel 3 is Jeff Ayers and Kim Williams, and they will judge jumps 14 through 20 in the handy round. Each team has a drop score. The low score will be dropped. The other 2 scores will be added together, and that will be their score for the performance. This class is a $100,000 class. They pay from places 1 through 12. The first team wins 30% of the purse, so that's $30,000. So this is a very impressive class, unusual, again, for our hunter discipline. Here comes the first team. You see the riders 1 and 3 go to the right. Rider 2 go to the left. I'm a little bit worried about that rider 2 having to go all by their lonesome to the other corner, but we'll see if that becomes an issue. There are allowed 3 cumulative stops per rider. So each team can have 9 stops. Hopefully that will not happen. If a rider has 3 stops on their part of the course, they receive a 0. And the other 2 riders' scores will count. So here's Team 1. Team 1 consists of Nicholas Pongrantz, Cindy Morehart, and Cassie Warren. This is Nicholas on Balusak BBS. Now he's making his courtesy circle. The first jump is off the right lead, away from the gate on the other side, our side actually, of the pavilion there. So he will do 1 through 6 in a classic style. No handies until we get to rider 3.
I think it's interesting these horses are jumping in this ring with other horses in the ring.
Yeah. I mean, horses are herd animals, and sometimes that has a huge effect on them. Either going in there by themselves or going in with a group and then peeling off from the group to do what they're asked to do. We see that when we judge equitation ride-offs, where horses just don't want to leave the crowd. Beautiful jump 1 for Nick. Jump 2 is toward the gate, just so you all get an orientation of what's happening here. We walked this in 11-ish.
That's what he did, 11.
Yeah. I think there are some options there. I think that's probably the best one. We might see a 12. And that's a 5. It didn't walk quite that long, but it rode a little up there. I think he was probably a bit quieter than he wanted to be coming in.
And it's right by the gate, so
yes.
They're all looking out there.
Yes.
So this is jump 6 coming up. And then
rider number 2 can begin as soon as rider number 1 finishes his course or her course.
Yep, and they start with a courtesy circle.
Jump 7 is right by the VIP. I believe this is Lily Morehart on Lillouet, or Lillouette, however you say it. So she is going to jump 7, again, right by the VIP tent, left-hand turn to jump 8. The scores will be announced at the end of the performance of all 3 riders, so that's not interrupting anybody.
So the first 6 jumps, there's no combination, and I heard riders talking about their orders, and some of them were planning to put the horse, like, you can do the UB rider 1 where there's no combination.
Right, strategizing.
Yeah. Yep.
Any rider can do any part of the course. It's not designated that a pro or an amateur has to do a certain segment of the course. So they do have the ability to strategize and see which horse would like which segment of the course best. Across the center.
And then she's coming up on her last jump.
This is jump 13, which is an oxer right toward the in-gate. And now the handy course.
And
go ahead.
yeah, this rider has the option of a courtesy circle or just going directly to the first jump of their portion.
Usually in the handy course, we want to see, as judges, we want to, and Rachel and I judge, well, she judges more than I do. She's a very established judge. We want to see a horse go right to the first jump if it's a possible option. They announced at the rider meeting that there would be no penalty deduction, actually no judgment at all on whether they make a courtesy circle or go straight to the first jump in the handy.
And these 3 jumps are an option. They're only jumped one time, but they can be jumped in any order, in any direction, as long as you don't cross your line.
It's a
in
wagon wheel.
doing
yes.
that.
Yep. So you can't loop back on yourself.
Right. And then after you jump that, you hand gallop down to this split rail oxer.
This is Cassie Warren. This is her in and out, 18 and 19, and then jump 20 is an oxer right at the end gate. Okay, so group number 1, team number 1 has completed their course. There's lots of smiles, lots of cheers. This is a really fun format, and again, very unusual for our sport. And we'll see what the scores are. So we have an 84 for Nick, an 82 for Sydney, and a 72 for Cassie. So Cassie's will be the drop score, and they will have a 166 team score for the first team. Very nice. Good start. No big problems. So now here comes team 2, Catherine Babin, Allison Shryak, and Vivian Yowen. Vivian is the professional here. That horse doesn't seem too fussed about walking by himself.
No.
So we would like to thank the sponsors of this class. And it's for the benefit of the Neil Hirsch Boys and Girls Club of Wellington. And the sponsors, the title sponsor is Kristen Baran, National Champion Benefactor, Alexa Celine and Sylbian, Grand Champion Benefactor, Georgina Blueberg, and Reserve Champion Benefactor, the Brownington Foundation, and the Dillon family. So thank you all for sponsoring this class, and what an incredible charity for this sport to be supporting. The Boys and Girls Club nationally is an incredible institution that is all about the safety and welfare of children. They have educational programs and after-school programs and mentors. It's really one of the great things we do in this country. This horse has a great canter, doesn't he?
Sure does.
Adorable. I'm not sure which horse this is.
It's a horse called Ladies First.
Ladies First. Yeah, now I can see it's a mare. It's great. The jump off for the jumper class in here finished at 4:30. So, and the ring was full of incredible jumper fences for all of those on this live broadcast that watch the Saturday night classes, as most of us do because we're addicted to this stuff. So they cleared all those jumps out and set this course. And when I walked in here at 5:45, it looks like it looks right now. So kudos to Wellington International and their incredible team. And we want to thank them for presenting this class for us tonight. Get a little glimpse of the VIP. Everybody's dressed up and having dinner. It's a great evening. Nice round for Ladies First. Allison Shryak on Lost My Marbles. So again, from the other corner, taking her time. It's not a relay race. Very different horse, very different canter.
Very different name.
Yeah. He doesn't look like he loses his marbles very often. He's
No.
very placid.
Yeah.
I love to see the VIP tent so full. That's great. We usually only see that during WCHR week, which is actually next week for our spectacular. Oh, that was too bad. He trotted there. So this is the only other hunter class at night here. You can see the shadows there too. Our hunters don't get a lot of experience at this, so for these guys to march in here and just do their job, I think is so impressive.
The new lights, though, make it almost look like daytime up there.
Yeah, they've made a lot of improvements to this facility since the new owners, and they're quite recognizable, I think. The lights being one. Ooh, look at that. Nice. All right. Rider number 3, Vivian Yowen on Knightsbridge.
So she's taking a little different track.
So she made it look handy, but didn't do a circle. That was great. That was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great turn for a hunter there, where he's just balanced and relaxed and tight on the turn. Doesn't look like he's spinning his tires like a motorcycle.
She's carrying a lot more rhythm than the last team. That girl went really slow, I thought, in the handy.
Yeah. I don't know, Allison, but this is a beautiful ride. Lovely. I'm sorry, that was Vivian. Beautiful. All right, let's get some scores. 81 for ladies first. 55 because he trotted. '85, lovely score for Vivian. So it's tied. So we're going to drop the 55 and we're back at 166. Any ties will be decided by the highest drop score. So right now the highest drop score is Cassie Warren's.
That's a good way to do it.
It is a good way to do it.
It's a really good way to do it.
Usually they do that by, they designate one
A judging
judge.
panel.
Yeah, one judge as the tiebreaker. So if you just joined us, the judging panels are panel 1, who only judges jumps 1 through 6, are Tony Scarlatta and Diane Carney. Panel 2, who judges jumps 7 through 13, Scott Williamson and Ginny Edwards. And panel 3, who judge the handy portion, 14 through 20, Jeff Ayers and Kim Williams. 3 riders per team, 1 drop score. The remaining 2 scores are added together. One of the changes they made this year, I think they made a lot of improvements to the class last year, as one does after they go through something like this and learn from it, is they have designated schooling areas. So outside of this arena is a schooling area that the Grand Prix horses use, which is big but not huge. And then there is a ring right next door to that, and they're lighting that schooling area. So there's flatting in one schooling area, and then only 2 teams are allowed to jump in the Grand Prix schooling area. And I think that's a great idea in terms of traffic and nervous horses and riders.
So it looks like they switched, and this is Melissa going first.
So Melissa
Melissa
Jacob on
Jacobs.
Bauer. Again, they can decide which horse is best suited for which segment of this course. And as Rachel pointed out, the first jumps 1 through 6 have no combinations. A related distance with no combinations. So we walked 11 or 12 there. Do you think we'll see a 10?
Someone would have to really be inside to see
Yeah,
10.
yeah, and huge strided. Very successful partner for Melissa.
Rider number 1 finishes up their track here, Melissa Jacobs, and Ferrari Bauer. And rider number 2 will take the course now. Rider number 2 is April Barnes from Valentina. Valentina owned by River's Edge of Farmington, New Jersey. The Barnes is aboard a second rider for team number 2.
This is one of the coolest horses.
Valentino,
Yeah.
beautiful horse. Look at his coat. Lovely. So this class, this $100,000 exhibition state class, is for the benefit of the Boys and Girls Club of Wellington, which works to help youth of all backgrounds develop the qualities needed to become responsible citizens and leaders. The club offers daily access to a broad range of programs in 6 core areas: character and leadership development, education and career development, health and life skills, the arts, sports and fitness, and technology. And the Neil Hirsch Family Boys and Girls Club serves over 1,200 children annually. 48% live in single-parent or non-traditional households, 65% in households with annual incomes of less than $30,000, and 81% of club members qualify for free or reduced lunch at school. So these are kids at risk, and this is a real haven for them. It's been nice so far, right, Rachel?
Mm-hmm.
This is one of your favorites?
She does this horse. It does equitation and hunter, and it's just so pretty, and it has a great way of going. It looked like it got just a little bit nervous under
Yeah.
the lights,
Yeah,
but
just a little bit tense. Didn't misbehave, just got a little upright, I think. Now we have Grady Lyman on Justify for the handy portion, the professional.
you know, and next week almost all the hunters show in this ring, so I think it's good whether it's light or dark out. It's a chance to get in the ring.
I think that is something that a lot of these riders have in their mind. Let's go in tonight. Let's get our horses exposed a week ahead of WCHR week, a week ahead of the big class that everyone hopes to qualify for. It's great practice and a great cause. The jumps are 3 foot and 3.3, is that right?
Yeah, I think they're mostly 3-3, they looked like, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't notice much differentiation in the height when we walked. There's a qualification process for this class, which I will explain when Grady's finished. Very successful equitation rider, Grady, and a super successful young professional. All right, now we're going to get some scores. I love that everybody's having fun. Pressure's off. Although the $30,000 would put a lot of pressure on me personally. So Grady Lyman received an 89, which is a super score. We're not sure what Melissa got because we couldn't hear it. And Ava got an 88. Melissa was the drop. So that is a 177. So they're 11 points ahead of the other two teams. Now these teams do have to qualify in order to enter the class. The entry fee per team is $2,400. And the top 22 nominations are accepted based on cumulative point totals of all 3 horses on a team earned in showing in any rated division with jumps set at 3-3 or higher during the ESP Holiday Series or the Winter Equestrian Festival. So you qualify here for this class, and it's all 3 horses cumulative points at 3-3 or higher, recognized divisions at 3-3 or higher. So 22 is the max, and we have 19 tonight. There's also a wild card buy-in for charity, where you don't have to qualify. You could just buy your team to go tonight. This team is Zoe Burton, Victoria, I'm going to butcher this, Rotsert, and Jennifer Ritucci. Whoops.
That was almost 10. Yep.
That's a big strided horse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she probably could have done 10. Didn't quite make a decision. What a sweet horse. Very nice. Which rider is this?
This is Zoe Burton.
Gosh, she's so old.
I know she's
I remember
tall and-
watching her in the short stirrup. This is
Yeah.
David and Julie Burton's daughter. And David Burton is one of the, well, actually the principal manager here at the horse show. Really the backbone of the horse show. Just a little hop through the lead change, but nothing terrible. He looks a little excited, but he's holding it together. DeLorean. You can see you can bend that line in and or in or out and fit in whatever number of strides you want. She did 8 there. All right, now we have the handy round. And that's Jennifer Ritucci on Kidam's reveal. Jen, a very successful rider from New York State, I believe, right? Upstate New York? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
She always has some bling on, so tonight
Oh.
it's her helmet.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's her breeches. So again, with this wagon wheel, you can jump. There are 3 elements to it. You can jump any of the elements once in any direction.
And then the jump after the split rail oxer, there's an option for that also.
It's a hand gallop, right?
Yeah, and there's 2 jumps for it. You can jump the one right on the rail, or there's an angled one.
Yeah.
Finishing up their round at Junior's history with Madame Jubel. That was the team number 4.
And we're scoring in Ryan Zane Burton, the junior. He's going to start around for the 4 Oliver 7 8 amateur there. Julie Burton and Brian return to score 84 and 80 points earned by the professional 23 Jennifer Tucci of all students review. So we took 10 for 84 high.
So Zoe Burton receives a 78, Victoria receives an 84, and Jen Ratucci receives an 80. So the 78 is the drop, and we have a 164 total. So they are now in 4th place. We have a red hot team coming in next. Nick Hannes, Ashley Wyman, and Wyatt Rofi. Nick Hannes, the leading hunter rider in the country at the moment. Here from California just this week and next week, I think. Maybe later in the circuit, but this is his first week here. Having been showing at Desert International in Thermal, California. California native.
Here is our team number 5, Ashley Wyman, and one is from the side. Then we'll see Wyatt Rofi on the putting, and the anchor.
So the first rider will be Ashley Wyman on More Fun. Second rider, Wyatt Rofi on Becoming. And the third rider will be Nick Hannes on the illustrious, the one, the only Queen Celeste. Which, would you love to ride her? I would love to ride her.
Oh, for sure.
She's just an amazing, amazing animal. Has won it all. Standing there like it's just another day at the office. So again, this is Ashley Wyman, the amateur, with More Fun. Right? She's an amateur, I think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you have any questions for Rachel or for me, you can ask us on Instagram. This is Sissy Wicks. Now she has this bending line that, again, we've seen mostly 11s, 10 and a half, 12. But I think 11 is the target number. This is a really pretty jump right here. It's actually quite purple, which you can kind of see here on the screen, but it's a gorgeous jump. There was talk of some more innovative jumps, I guess that's the right word, for the Saturday night class next week. Do you hear anything about that, Rachel? You have the inside edge.
I have not heard
Yeah,
anything.
yeah. They're maybe going to make the jumps a little bit more exciting, but also have them available to be jumped throughout the week, so it's not a boogie jump. It's not something the horses have never seen before. I think we get a lot of complaints from, well, I get a lot of complaints about everything, but one of the things I hear is that this sport is kind of staid and too traditional and sometimes tedious. So can we make it more exciting? And certainly having more challenging jumps and different looking jumps is one way. A class like this is another way, the format of classes. I think we have to try all the ways to revitalize the hunter discipline, but that's just my opinion. Wyatt Rofi on Becoming. Didn't quite find what he wanted there. I don't know this young man. Do you know him?
I've judged him once or twice or 3 times,
He
but
looks super young.
he's young. This is the sweetest horse. I think he's kind of done it all, like with his trainer. You know, they've brought it up through the ranks a little bit.
Who's his trainer?
Justin Dye,
Oh, that's great.
yeah.
It is a great horse.
It's so cute and yeah,
Beautiful
it's
canter.
beautiful and the canter and
And
yeah,
it's digesting all of this.
yeah.
He's a little upset with himself. He didn't quite, nothing came out of rhythm for him right there. All right, now we have the master. I think he should have been handicapped, Nick, on this horse, right?
Right.
Like a golfer. He should like give a couple points.
At least he's only on one team.
He knows this horse like the back of his hand. I just love her. I'm in the Celeste fan club. I might be the leader of the Celeste fan club. And I think we'll probably see her next week.
Oh, for sure.
So I know Nick got a 91. We're having problems hearing the announcements. We're in a booth with not much sound. And I know Wyatt got a 73.
Here are the riders in for team number 6. And welcome 2021 Madison. For the Polish, Donald Paul, this is Serial, and Ford Kurtzhoff. First rider out to Carnegie around, and Hyacinth. We're going from Waxahachie, Florida, takes the horses rider.
The next team is Clementina Brown on Hyacinth. That's who we're watching right now, amateur rider. Ava Krolik on Donatello, our junior rider, and Christina Serio on Hold Your Tongue, professional rider. This is a great, big, wonderful gray mare. Tina's had a lot of success with her, as has Chrissy Serio in the jump in the big jumps. Tina completes her 6 jumps. They all have big red corsages on for tonight, boutonnieres for tonight, which I think is fun. Now we have Ava Krolik, daughter of Greg Krolik, a professional. Oh, so that'll be a 45.
That's kind of the beauty of the drop score. I think
I love
you
it.
can go in with a little less pressure on you.
Yeah.
You know, her rail now puts a little pressure on Chrissy, but you know, that's our job as professional riders.
Yeah. And I think that drop score gives you a more genuine representation of the quality of the 3 rides too. You know, you have one bobble, it shouldn't bring everything down. Oh. Everything down. That girl, keep kicking. Not the round she had hoped for, but she will be back in this ring at night. I'm sure of it. She's a great little rider. Now here goes Chrissy on Hold Your Tongue for the handy round. You can see why he's named that. He has his tongue out the side of his mouth. Rachel, remember when that was a big deal?
I do.
Oh my gosh.
But remember, like, Devin used to hold his tongue out of his mouth, the horse from Nimrod, and
yeah.
It, you know.
But then it became that, boy, if they held their tongue out of their mouth, they couldn't be hunters. And
Yeah.
I asked Jimmy Lee about it one time when I was judging with him. I said, does that bother you? And he said, a horse's tongue never made it jump any better.
Right.
I thought, okay, that kind of explains it all. You have to agree with him. Why are we counting that? It doesn't affect his performance one way or the other. Nice ride up there. Little swap at that jump, but you want to see that ride up. Now let's see if we can hear the scores this time. If you have any questions for Rachel or for me, please just drop me a message on Instagram. We're happy to answer them or make something up if we don't know the answer.
So their scores were 77 for Hyacinth, a 45 for Donatello, and a 78 for Chrissy and Hold Your Tongue.
So that's a 155. All right, next team, Carrie Campson on Check Please, Brendan Weiss on Jaguar, and Katie Sivking on Dress Blue.
And this is Dress Blue. This is Katie.
And she is the junior.
She is the junior.
Much finer boned horse than we've seen tonight. You know, this is much more of a elegant, sort of thoroughbred type. The mare just skipped over that and kept going. I think it's a mare. Never phased. Oh, it's a gelding. So for those of you who are just joining us, we're at the Kristen Baran $100,000 exhibition stake class for the benefit of the Neil S. Hirsch Boys and Girls Club of Wellington. $100,000 class, hunter team class. Again, an unusual format for our discipline. Thrilled to see it. You can see the VIP tent is very well populated. Everybody's having fun and they're dressed up and eating dinner and watching some beautiful hunter rounds. This is Brendan Weiss on Jaguar, his own horse, and he's the amateur element of this team. Each team has a junior, an amateur, and a professional. The rider number 1 does jumps 1 through 6. Rider number 2 jumps 7 through 13, and rider number 3 does the handy portion, which is jumps 14 through 20. There is a drop score, and the highest 2 scores are added together for the cumulative score at the end of the class. He's had a lot of success with this horse.
Yeah,
It's a
I think
great
he
horse.
rides really well. He rides with Kim Busby.
Oh yeah, he did a lot in the equitation.
Yeah.
This class was Kristen Baran's idea last year. This is the second time we've done it here. So the second annual. Hopefully it'll happen a lot, this class. And she and Andrew Lustig put this together last year, and I think it's much improved this year. It's a little bit more streamlined in terms of time, which I think makes it more interesting. And again, I think it's quite a fun class for our hunter world on a Friday night. Now we have Carrie Campson on Check Please. So she will do the handy portion. And boy, can she do a handy.
Yeah.
She's a great rider. So that's a wagon wheel. You can jump either of the elements. You have to jump 2 of them, and you can jump them any direction. But you cannot cross your path. She got really close to those ferns. That was a good turn. One stride here. Just walked that 8. That was great. Beautiful ride by Carrie.
Carrie Campson finishing up her ride for team number 7.
So for this team so far, Dress Blues with Katie was a 73. Brendan and Jaguar were an 85, and it looks like Carrie just was an 88.
All right, so we have a 174. So they are second. No, 173, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So they're second. So the winning team right now is Grady Lyman, Melissa Jacobs, and Ava Barnes with a 177.
No, it's Nick with the 180.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I didn't finish my score on Nick.
Yes. 180.
So these guys are third.
Yeah.
How could I forget Nick and Hannah and Queen Celeste?
We go to team number 8 now.
So this is team number 8, Catherine Newman, Alexandra Skiffington, and Ashley, how do you say that? I would say, let me see how your husband says it. Soreska, I would think. Ashley Soreska. Oh, no, that's not how you say it. I don't know how I'll ever say it.
I don't either.
I'm sorry, Ashley. We should phonetically spell that out for the less intelligent like me. So Ashley is the junior here.
Ashley out of St. John's, Florida. First round.
Taurus has a great expression. Cue to the button.
There you got your
Right.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really cute.
Mm-hmm.
I love that horse. Very cute. That was Pompadour.
And now the anchor rider. Now we go back to back. Catherine Newman, the anchor rider. So dry center.
Now we have Alex Skiffington on SH Legacy.
Actually, this is Alexander Skivington and SH Legacy.
So for those of you just joining us, the format is that the team walks into the ring. Riders 1 and 3 go to the right of the in gate where they stand in the corner in a designated spot. The second rider goes to the left of the in gate and they stand in a designated spot. After rider 1 finishes, then rider 2 can make his or her circle, do their course. Then when they finish, the handy round is the third segment of the course. And it was announced at the rider meeting that there will be no deduction for not going straight to the first jump, which is something that is usually rewarded in a handy class. But they want to make sure that the rider number 3 has the option of either going straight to the first jump or making a courtesy circle. A little bit of a change in judging formats.
Well, I think that they're doing that just because those horses are standing.
Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful horse.
Mm-hmm.
I've not seen this one before. Alex, a very successful junior rider. Took some time off. Nice to see her back.
Alexander Skivington finishes up as the second rider. Now we go to Catherine Newman. Back to black.
Now we have the professional Catherine Newman on Back to Black.
So Bryce entry.
Talk about a good rider.
Mm-hmm. From day one.
Ooh, I know.
She was the daughter of Jerry Newman, Kathy Newman, both incredible riders of their own right. And this kid got the genes. Beautiful rider. Jerry was a steeplechase rider in England, Ireland. Kathy was a super hunter rider. Nice ride, Catherine.
Mm-hmm.
I think she got the most out of that horse. Very
Yeah.
nice. All right, let's see what we have here.
So Ashley got an 80, Alex Skiffington an 83, and I think we're just waiting on
Catherine Newman finishes up her work.
$76 for Catherine. So that'll be
So
the
she's the drop.
drop.
163.
Scores and junior leading the way there with an 80-point performance. So Ashley Simons aboard from Peter. After following
All right, the next team, Ryan Kenny on Outshine, Mark Dorfman on Can't Touch This, HS, and Marlene Holland on Fair Game.
And it looks like Ryan is leading this off. And Ryan won the Developing Pro.
Right. At Capital Challenge in 24.
Yep.
Yep. Rides for Michael Brittleone out of Georgia.
Responsible citizens. Here we go with team number 9, and the first rider out is Ryan Kenny. Michael Rickle's Outshot.
Okay, now we've seen 10, 11, and 12 here. That look like 12?
Looked like 12.
Yeah. The camera goes through the pagoda, so sometimes it's hard to see. That was beautifully smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Nice round for Ryan.
Rider number 1 finishes up Ryan Kenny.
So he left the handy to either the amateur or the junior. We've seen mostly professionals do that handy section.
So it looks like the junior's getting it because
Yeah.
this would be Mark. They just got this horse too. I mean, I think he just is like 4 shows in or 5 shows
Oh,
in on
good
it.
for him. That's
Yeah.
very brave. Good for him. Again, these are herd animals, and it's sometimes a bit of a bit of an effect when there are some horses in the ring and they have to go away from those horses. And he seemed to look at his friends, and then he just kept going. That was a beautiful jump. Again, I think it's a lot for these horses to come out here in the night, in the dark, in the lights, the atmosphere. And Mark's doing a great job, especially on a horse that he's just new to.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Their effort here for team number 9. Ryan scored an 85. Our first rider is waiting to score.
So Ryan Kenny scores an 85. And now we have the junior Marlene Holland doing the handy portion.
A 72 will be the score for Mark.
Mark receives a 72.
Heads out now, Marlene Holland on fair game. Michael Brittley on entry. Ryan is the anchor rider here on the handy course.
Here we have this wagon wheel. And then the hand gallop jump is right after this, and there are 2 options of jumps to jump. Different locations, same height. And a hand gallop. I wouldn't say we've seen a bunch of good big hand gallops tonight, would you, Rachel?
No.
A little conservative.
It's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell.
From up here.
If we look in the monitor up here, you see
Different
like
things.
a time delay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
8 strides home is consistent for sure. And let's see what Marlene gets.
Finishing up with their effort here for team 9, Marlene Holland and fair game.
73.
So the 72 is the drop, and that's a 158. Our next team is Haley Robinson on Circa, Presley Wade on Leisure, and Michael Baum on Sincerely. So are all one word names. This mare is incredible. Hopefully we'll see her next Saturday night in this ring in the WCHR Peter Wetherell Spectacular. So this is Haley going first on Circa. This team could give Nick Hannes's team a run for its money.
Mm-hmm.
I think next year we should have betting. What do you think? Have a little Calcutta.
It's a good way to make money.
It's fun too.
Yeah.
We could give odds. Maybe you and I should work on that. Get some more money for the Boys and Girls Club.
I find it's hard to give odds on horses because you never know what they're thinking.
Well, that's why,
Yeah.
the racetrack's the racetrack and people love to bet. You never know what happens when that gate opens, right? This horse is just all things superlative, right? Nick Hannes, the former rider of this horse. And now it's owned by our next rider, Presley Wade. Wow. They don't jump much better than that. That was beautiful. Now junior rider Presley Wade, again owner of Circa, and now she's on Leisure. Leisure.
88 on
Ooh, 88 for Circa. That's gorgeous.
start here for team number 10. Presley Wade and Leisure take the course now for fences 7 through 13.
I love this canter where the horse, its headset is
Sticks
so
their nose
perfect.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never have to train on that at all. It's just set that way. Beautiful. Really nice ride to 1. Saw what she wanted. Oh. Oh. There she goes. That was too bad. What did you just say? You never know? See, I would have bet on this team.
Right. You never know what they're thinking.
Yep.
Horses are so funny. Like, you can ask them to do a lead change 100 times, and if you don't totally ask them, the 101st time they cross canter.
Yeah, or there's a, they come away from the fence because there's a lot of light in this ring. It's, it's funny for these horses that aren't used to it, so it came away from the fence a little bit, from the edge of the ring, and then you lose your balance. It's not as easy as it looks. That's too bad. She's going to be upset with that, but what an incredible horse. So that was Presley Wade on Leisure. And now we have Michael Baum on Sincerely. So the amateur is doing the handy. Michael's had a very successful career.
He's taking a long way around. Like I think he just wasn't 100% sure what he had jumped or where his next jump was, and
he didn't go at it with any purpose.
No.
I think the horse picked up on that. That's too bad. So he will be the drop scorer. As we said, each rider gets 3 stops. I mean, it's an unusual course, unusual option, that wagon wheel. I'm sure he's never seen that before, and he just didn't quite find his track. Live and learn. Lovely horse, lovely rider. So that would be a 40 with the stop, and Presley
65.
received a 65. So that's a 153. Yeah. So the leading team remains to be Nick Hannes, Ashley Wyman, and Wyatt Rofi. Second, Grady Lyman, Melissa Jacobs, right? And Ava Barnes. Third, Carrie Campson, Brendan Weiss, and Kate Sievking. Now we have Maxima Lanasa, Henry Hollis, and Camilla Grover Dodge.
And Camilla would be the professional.
Correct. This is Maxima Lanasa on St. Louis. She made sure she got that lead change. Good for her. Lovely horse.
So it's really pretty and smooth, and
Yep, great canter.
she rides with Pamela Polk at Blue Star.
Right. Quite well prepared here.
Yeah.
So Pamela Polk in Long Island still?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. On Long Island, I should say. Wow, that was really good.
So good.
Very well done. She should be thrilled with herself. That was lovely.
Well, that was Maxima Lanasa at St. Louis. Rider number 2 trotting out, Henry Hollis.
Now we have Henry Hollis as the amateur on Mythic 11.
4.5 would be the score for Maxima at St. Louis. And Mythic 11 and Henry Hollis, the second rider, take the course now for horses 7th to 13th. All proceeds from tonight's charity 100 class will benefit the Neil S. Hirsch Family Boys and Girls Club of Wellington.
So Henry jumping jump 7 through 13. Then we have Camilla Grover Dodge doing the handy portion. And remember, this is a $100,000 class, and the winner receives 30% of that. So $30,000. It's a nice night's work. And they pay all the way down to 12th place.
And the grooms. So
And the
top
grooms.
3 teams.
So the least amount of money you can win if you're 12th or 11th or 10th is $2,000. The entry fee is $2,400. So this is a really good night. Beautiful trophy, grooms awards. And again, this was the brainchild of Kristen Baran and Andrew Lustig for the benefit of the Neil S. Hirsch Boys and Girls Club of Wellington.
That was actually nice.
Yeah,
And
very
Henry
nice.
Henry does all his own work. He braids. He does.
He rides so well.
Yep. He does everything. He braids for other people.
Yeah. So the Boys and Girls Clubs of Palm Beach would like to thank our generous sponsors, the title sponsor Kristen Baran, National Champion Benefactor Alexis, Celine, and Sibillon, Grand Champion Benefactor Georgina Bloomberg, and Reserve Champion Benefactor the Brownington Foundation and the Dillon family. So thank you all for your generosity in putting on this evening's event. We have Camilla on Given, who's Sheila Motley's amateur horse. Yeesh.
She actually really went for it, and he landed and just like took her way away
Yeah,
from the jump.
didn't quite make the turn she
No.
wanted, yeah. But she went for it.
Yeah.
This is such a great looking horse, the black and the 4 white legs.
Camilla and Given finish up their ride over the course. Finishing up the work for team number 11.
So this is team number 11 out of 19.
So Maxima and Henry both had 84.5. And Camilla had a 77.
So 77 will be the drop. And that's what, 169?
Yep, 169.
Look at me doing math in my head at night.
Not me.
I'm actually terrible at math. Full disclosure.
I'm worse.
All right, team number 12, Lexi Reed, Sydney Rady, and Carson Karotkin. This is Carson, the junior rider. Getting taller and taller. Carson's on Reality Star. Very accomplished pony rider who's now becoming a very accomplished horse rider. Daughter of professionals Alan and Kirsty Karotkin. Sister of Tanner Karotkin. Again, it's genetic. Oh, she could have done 10. That's a lot of strides across a huge ring to kind of keep track of. I think I would just say don't count. When they get to double digits, it's almost better not to count. A little late into that line. Got out just fine. I would venture to say that's her first time under the lights here. What do you think?
I think so.
Nice, beautiful poised rider. Carson receives a 64 for that round. And now we have Sydney Rady, the amateur on Cassius. The Boys and Girls Clubs of Palm Beach County would like to thank co-chairs Georgina Bloomberg and Jenny Osleroy, along with title sponsor Kristen Baran and Andrew Lustig, for their tireless efforts in bringing this beautiful event to fruition. Oh, not the way you want to start. That's too bad. Just kind of leaned at it. Sometimes when their nerves get up, their rideability goes, and she's doing a nice job keeping them together. I think this atmosphere tonight is so nice. It's not the $100,000 spectacular we're going to see in 8 days, where it's just so pressurized. Everybody seems to be having fun. Again, it's a team effort, which we don't see much in this hunter discipline. So there's a lot of smiles back and forth, and
it stayed classic, like they didn't get decorated like the ponies do.
yes, exactly. Yeah, it's not a hunt team.
But when we used to do hunt teams, it was all classic attire.
Sure was. Boy,
Yeah.
we took it seriously, too.
Yeah.
There was no messing around. Plus, I think my mother's head would have exploded if she had to think of and decorate ponies and think
I
of
remember
costumes. And
we got like riding coats made with, to match
Yeah.
each other.
we practiced that last jump together a lot. This is Lexi Reed, the other half of the business partner of Carrie Campson.
Boy, that's a stridey horse.
It really is. She is such an incredible rider. She had a junior hunter called Double Cinco who used to just beat
Looked
us.
like this.
Beat us for fun.
Yeah, it looked just like this.
And it was not easy to ride. And oh, she rode the hair off it. Just a little swap of lead down there. wants to be a bit to the right.
Yeah.
Again, I think that horse was just a little nervous in there, and she's so lovely and soft. She can really keep them as relaxed as they can be. It's a lot of light out here for these guys are not used to it. I mean, we hear it from the jumper riders as well. At the first time you're here in a night class, it's a whole different experience for your horses and for your riders.
And results in 4-12. Junior starting round.
79 for Lexi and a 46 for Sydney and a 64 for Carson.
So that's 143. All right, we're on to team number 13, John French, Caroline Kellogg, and Mimi Maddock. So we have Mimi Maddock going first, I believe. Yeah, this is Ocean Road. Very successful horse. This is another one we could lay some odds on. Yeah. This is formerly Carrie Campson's horse. He's really done everything ever asked of him, this horse.
Yeah.
Trying to catch Team 5's lead score of 180.
11, beautifully done. Mimi rides with John French. How much do you notice as a judge when they don't land the inside lead?
I'm
Sort of
starting-
subconsciously
I'm
notice?
Subconsciously notice
Yeah, I
it.
notice, yeah. It's not that you necessarily penalize it, but you notice. Beautiful round by Mimi.
Score of 87.
Wow. 87.
Number 2.
Now that's the way to get out of the gate right there.
And Herodias 5.
Caroline Kellogg and Herodias 5 are next.
Trying to catch 180 is score from team number 5. A team of Hirsch, Nick Hannes, Ashley Wyman, North Front, and Wyatt Rowe.
Okay, so we're trying to beat the Nick Hannes, Ashley Wyman, and Wyatt Rofe team with a score of 180. And that was 91
And 89.
and 89 for that. So now we have an 87. Again, there's one drop score. Horse is just, don't buck. That's all right. It's just a little, he's gorgeous, right? I mean, absolutely gorgeous. As a judge, you want to give him a good score. That's too bad. So he just got playing and lost his lead. She's doing a nice job because he's distracted and he's a
I think
little
they see
impressed.
those bright green lights.
Yeah. What a good boy though. It's a lovely horse. All right. Now we have the master, John French, on Incognito.
So John needs 92 or 93.
Which is he's totally capable of. Look at that turn.
Yeah.
He's such a good rider.
And he's really galloping.
Yep. I've never known John to ride for second. Look at that.
Keep waiting for someone to go inside there, but maybe there isn't.
I think if it were there, we'd have seen either he or Nick do it so far. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, he did 9.
No, he did 8.
Oh, he did 8. I miscounted.
Yeah.
On his way home is John French and
Ah, I love it. Well, we'll see. He has to go 92, yeah?
see what they have here from our judges.
So Nick got a 91 on Queen Celeste. Mimi Maddox setting the pace with an 87.
And John will score 89.5.
Ah,
Eagle.
all right. So they are second.
And your turn is in for the
So
177.
77.
No, 177.
Yeah.
5. Our judges are panel 1, Tony Scarlatta and Diane Carney.
176.5.
Yeah. Panel 2, Kim Williams and Ginny Edwards. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Scott Williamson and Ginny Edwards. And panel 3, Jeff Ayers and Kim Williams. Now we have Danielle Cordero, Xavier Gomez, and Kylie Wilson. Team number 14. Danielle is the first rider on Canal Street. You can see the horse looking around. There's, again, a lot to digest here.
You know, even during the day in this ring, there's a lot to digest here.
It's enormous. And there's lots of things going on the edge of the ring. She did that really nicely.
You know, I don't think Andy could have done anything different.
Andy is Andy Christensen,
Yeah,
the course designer. Yeah. Who I think is very, very good at his job. I love actually having horses jump his courses, and I love being a judge with his courses because they're fair, and especially the equitation, they're challenging. Makes our job a little easier because they are challenging but not impossible. I mean, I think he does an incredible job. She did a nice job with a little bit of a nervous, distracted horse. Really well done. Big smile. She gets a 74 for that. I think this young man rides so well. I kind of just see it. He catches my eye around the horse show, schooling horses and stuff, and he just does a wonderful job.
And he works hard.
Oh, yeah. I see him riding by our farm a lot on many different animals, so he's out there all day. This is Baloo for pleasure. Oh!
That's the for pleasure.
Yeah. Well, I could say that's the Baloo, too.
Yeah.
They can be a little naughty, brilliant, and naughty all at the same time. So, yes, that will count. If they spook, once they start their course, and we as judges, once they enter the ring, then you start judging. I'm glad he's on this horse because I think Xavier can handle anything. It'll be a good experience for the horse. As you could see him, he just peeked at the shadow. I wonder if he looks young. He's really nursing him around here in a very nice way. That's hard because it's kind of a blind turn, and he got a little starey into the stands. Really well managed, Xavier. Well done. You can see the whites of his eyes.
Second rider scores a 55-0. Kylie Wilson, Lenoir.
Xavier got a 50. Now we have Kylie Wilson on Renoir.
14.
There we go. So we have a 74 and a 50 for Xavier. It's because of the spooking. And let's see what Kylie gets.
Kylie Wilson and Lenoir will finish up on
79.
71.
Oh, 71.
Oh, who got a 71?
71 for Renoir.
Oh, okay, 71. So it's a 145 for them. Let's keep in mind that this class, as fun as it is for an incredible charity, the Boys and Girls Club of Wellington, which works to help youth of all backgrounds develop the qualities needed to become responsible citizens and leaders. It's really a safe place for so many kids across the country. Now we have Team 15, Eric Aho, Ashley McCaslin, and Jen Ratucci. So Jen has 2 chances at this tonight. Eric is an amateur rider. Starting us off here, jumps 1 through 6. So our local Boys and Girls Club, the Neil S. Hirsch Family Boys and Girls Club of Wellington, serves over 1,200 children annually. 48% live in single-parent or non-traditional households. 65% live in households with an annual income of less than $30,000, and 81%
Sorry.
of club members qualify for free or reduced lunch at school. So at-risk kids served by the Boys and Girls Club. So Rachel gasped. What happened?
It was very, very long, and the horse put his feet back down.
But everybody's standing, so that's good.
Everybody's still on. You know, I think the horses get the stride gets so big here, and they're all a little bit frozen, and, you know, the distances are, you know, it's longer than what you think it is.
Yep. I think anytime you ride in a big ring or a field, you have to adjust for that. Hampton Classic, all that kind of thing. So he gets a 50 because Rachel gasped.
I do that when I drive, too. It's dangerous.
Now we have Ashley McCaslin on Sweet Caroline. Such a fun horse, this.
Yeah. She was Sarah Sturgis's jumper.
This horse was,
Yeah.
wow.
Oh, yeah.
Done it all. She's going to have
Yeah.
foals soon.
Oh, yeah. I think she has one.
Aw. Oh, rub there, but it stayed in the cup. She is such a good horse. Just
Oh, yeah.
great jumper and straightforward. Love her. Love to see a rubber snaffle. I love that.
I did too.
I could take her home.
Mm-hmm.
And Ashley will finish on a score of 78.
78 for Ashley. And now we have Jen Ritucci on swoon.
So Jen's opting for sort of the courtesy circle.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is a young horse.
Sounds like a good
Yeah,
call then.
yeah.
Jen Bertucci on Kimberly McCaslin's swoon out of Wellesley, Massachusetts.
This horse is being so good.
Mm-hmm. It sure is.
One stride here. Very nice.
You know, that's not something we see that often anymore, one stride.
To then a jump, yeah.
Yeah,
Especially to a jump afterwards. We usually see it in this kind of situation.
yeah.
Classic or a championship class, something like that. We don't see one strides very often, period.
Right.
Held the counter lead. Oh, I always see it.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
They will score a 7-5.
So drop score is the 50. So that's a 153. Now we have team 16, which is Libby Gordon, Elle Boyd, and Liza Talboyd. So first mother and daughter team. Looks like Elle's going first. Elle's riding Hard Rock, Harmony, SIH.
And the totaling in there, the Angel Judge, Joe Powell, something off the 50 there, our AHS. Following the junior Ashley McCaskill, 278 points for the team.
Elle's really grown up too and turned into quite a good rider.
Oh, she's a great rider.
Mm-hmm.
And from a riding family and grew up on the back of a pony. Really nice kid too.
Harmony, SIH, and Illinois. New Kennedy, Toronto, Ontario, and Ryder out of Kansas, South Carolina. 1:14:16.
Liza is such a cool customer, right? Very cool-headed. Kind of ice in her veins, and it looks like Elle is taking after her mother. Nice ride there. Again, first time under the lights in this ring.
Yeah.
Excellent performance. Giving the rundown to her mother. Oh, I'm sorry, she said. Aw.
83 for Elle.
And she's getting a little bit of a riding lesson from her mom. I wouldn't be sorry if I got an 83. That was great. All right, Libby Gordon on Spencer. Libby does the hunters and the jumpers, which might help her in this ring tonight. Do you know this horse?
I don't. I was just watching it jump a few jumps,
Yeah.
trying to see if I did.
Really nice ride so far.
Sarah Sturgis said, "Thanks for this shout out. She's the best horse in the world."
Aw, she's had some good ones.
Yep.
Really nice round for Libby. And now we have have the pleasure of watching Liza Talboyd. Liza's on MTM, Crossed My Mind. Oops. 86 for Libby.
The handy specialist.
That she is, man.
Oh, she's turning it on right now.
There we go. That was great. Beautiful, beautiful turn inside there. Now she's got, I bet she hand gallops. Here we go.
Yeah, she got around the turn.
Yep. I think everybody remembers her ride in the Derby finals on Brunello. I think the building came down.
On Jack's foot.
Oh,
Nice.
that was fantastic. Forward and smooth and just lovely.
Yeah.
That might be the high score. Although every time I say that, I'm sorry I did. All right, we have an 86 and an 83. There we go. So 178. So Nick Hannes, Ashley Wyman, and Wyatt Rofe still sit on top.
Yeah. So now that slides them into second.
They're second, and then Grady Lyman, Melissa Jacobs, and Ava Barnes are third. And then fourth is John. Is that right?
Yep. John's fourth.
Yep,
John's team is
John,
fourth.
Caroline Kellogg, and Mimi Maddock.
Yep.
So 92 is the high score of the night so far. Now we have team number 17, Alexandra Rowe, Kelly Sims, and Michael Britleon. This is Chaperone and Alexandra Rowe. So this is the junior rider. I want to push her helmet up.
Keeps her eyes up for sure.
Yeah. I love this horse.
Yeah. I think Michael's had him in his barn for a few years.
It's funny, that is a straight line along the short end of the ring by the gate, and they all kind of just lean left there. And it walks normal / normal short, but it rides a little forward because they're all kind of feeling the headwind toward the gate. All right, now we have Kelly Sims on Private Eye, her longtime partner, and Michael Britleon's longtime partner. 82 for Chaperone.
Second rider out is Kelly Sims. She out there at the Georgia on her private eye.
Private Eye, one of the consistent stars in the Hunter Ring. There he is. I marvel at the horses that are so good for the amateurs, and then the professional gets on them and does Derby finals, and then they go back to the amateur ring and they tone themselves down a little bit. I mean, I love that versatility and I love that brain.
This horse has the best expression. Like I always say, he does his job with a smile on his face.
Yeah. And he jumps a lot of jumps. He does a lot of divisions and never looks disgruntled with his life at all. Look at him. That was really nice.
Kelly Sims, private eye, finishing up as rider number 2, T17.
That is a great partner for her. Walks back to his corner, happy as a clam. 87. All right, now Michael Brittleone on True Cassini. So all three of these horses are owned by Kelly. This is the Kelly Sims team. Again, another successful horse in the 4-foot divisions.
And Michael's
Derbies.
a really good handy rider.
He
also.
sure is, yeah. Yeah, that'll be fun. There we go. Give Liza a run for money. I think Liza's horse is a little bit, he stepped off his lead. Liza's horse is a little bit handier just by nature of the way he's built, I think.
Yeah, his build.
The anchor rider, Michael Brittleone and True Cassini finished
Great
up on
ride.
the
Great ride.
So the Spurs, here for our anchor rider, the final rider, 15-17.
So we have an 82 and 87 so far on this team.
Score for the final rider is a score of 86.
86. All right, so that's a 173, which ties the Carrie Campson team, I believe.
Yep, and the higher drop score, what was Carrie's
Yeah, so
drop score?
the rules are that with a tie in this competition, the tie is broken by the higher of the drop scores. So in this case, it would be this team of Alexandra Rowe, Kelly Sims, and Michael Brittleone. All right, so the next team, team number 18, Ava Krolik, Maya Rahim, and Greg Krolik. So father-daughter. We had mother-daughter, now we have father-daughter. The Boys and Girls Clubs of Palm Beach County would like to thank our generous sponsor, title sponsor Kristen Baran, national champion benefactor Alexa Celine and Sebillon, grand champion benefactor Georgina Bloomberg, and reserve champion benefactor the Brownington Foundation and the Dillon family. All proceeds from tonight's charity hunter class will benefit the Neil S. Hirsch family Boys and Girls Club of Wellington. A special thanks to our partner Wellington International for this wonderful event. So this is Ava's second time around. She went early in the class. And this time she's on trade win. That was too bad. Okay, now we have
Finishing up the efforts
the second rider to go. A little conversation with her trainer and her father.
80.5.
Maya Rahim
Maya Rahim will take the
on Japan
rider.
HS.
And this was her jumper 2 weeks ago.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
How do you know that? You saw
I
it?
don't sleep at night. And
This is a
happened-
problem.
Yeah.
So you saw the results?
I saw a video on Facebook or Instagram or something saying that they tried the hunters.
Wow, that was smart. Because he's really cool.
Yeah.
That's great. We were just talking about versatility, but that's versatility. And he's in a rubber snaffle. I mean, as everybody understands, sometimes there's a bit of a learning curve for translating a horse from the jumpers to the hunters, because they're taught to move up to the jump to a greater extent than we want in the hunters. But this horse looks like he melted right back into the hunters easily. That's really nice. Great story. And a beautiful ride. Greg has won many, many a class on Chappie, many, many a derby. Great partner for him.
So there's 2 horses in this class from Hyperion. The HS,
Hyperion Stud. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is in Kentucky, is that right?
No, Virginia.
Virginia, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're right. Big breeding program.
Chappie's one of my favorites.
Yeah. He's one we could take home.
Yeah.
Have some fun with. That was really nice. What scores do we have so far?
I don't know. Japan had an 83.5.
Good.
Ava had 80.5.
An 87 for Greg. That's a 170.5. All right, here's our last team. And again, the one to beat. The team to beat is Team 5, Nick Hannes, Ashley Wyman, Wyatt Rofi. And this team might give them a run for their money. It's Caroline Signorino, Lily Sonneborn, and Jeffrey Hessling. Now this is a $100,000 class. First place gets 30%, so $30,000. Second place, 22%, 13%, 8%, 6%, 5, 4, 3, 2. So it's a great payout. And again, all proceeds go to the Boys and Girls Club of Wellington. Thank you, Kristen Baran and Andrew Lustig, for coming up with this idea and staging it so beautifully. Here's Caroline Signorino on Illustrious.
I think this is Salvador.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Different horse
Yeah.
than what's listed. Yeah, I should recognize him. He's done a lot.
Yeah.
Lovely horse, yeah. He's not at all impressed by this, is he? He's
Not at all.
just as relaxed as he could be. She did that beautifully. A little quiet to the last, but I thought that was wonderful.
Salvatore finished up their score. Right, scored the first ride. And we have 2 more rides for the class to wrap this up here. Kristen Baran, 100,000 on Neil S. Hirsch family Boys and Girls Club Team Exhibition.
76.
First rider scores a 76.
That must have been that last jump now.
Yeah.
It's hard for us to see what it looked like from the judge's perspective, obviously, but even from a regular spectator's perspective. I saw him flipping his head, so I think she was probably
Yeah.
pulling pretty hard. Now we have Lily Sonneborn.
Unspoken. They switched all their horses.
Keeping us guessing. Just a little quiet there, but I thought he handled it nicely.
Oh,
He jumped that last jump.
nice.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Lily Sonneborn finishes up as the second leg here of our 3 riders in Team 19.
All right. Let's see what score she gets. And then we have Paisley Park, I think, unless they switch that out.
No, it looked like Paisley.
And Jasper Hassler.
Yeah.
Here we go. Who's also an incredible handy rider.
And he knows this horse.
Yeah.
86.5.
86 and a half for Lily. God, he jumped that beautifully, didn't he? Oof. Hand gallop. There he goes.
I think that won the jump, the hand gallop jump of the night.
Mm-hmm. And then he got inside the tree.
Mm-hmm.
He wins the Shiny Boot Award tonight, too. Which, yes, we do notice.
But it's the leather. Again, a 2 a.m. read.
No, I'm
Yes,
sleeping.
He gets special leather.
I wouldn't put that past him, but
Yeah.
okay, I'm not going to read about it. That was gorgeous. All right, let's see here. Right down to the wire. 180 is the score to beat. So the drop score will be Caroline. So now we have an 86.5.
He needs 94 or something.
Mm-hmm. He has to win the night.
Yep.
Well, the score for Jeffrey is at 93.
93. Oh my goodness. Speaking of not sleeping, he's not going to sleep tonight. So it's 179.5. So they lost by 1.5 points, 1/2 a point. So that was an $8,000 0.5. Beautiful ride. And he did win the night.
Yep.
So Jeffrey, when you're not sleeping, just remember you won the night. Again, we would like to thank Kristen Baran and all of the sponsors of this class. It was an incredible class, $100,000 exhibition stake for the benefit of the Neil S. Hirsch Boys and Girls Club of Wellington. Great charity, great night, and a great hunter class. I can't say enough about it. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll turn it over to your husband to give us the results.
And Andrew Brown.
And Andrew Brown. Good night.
Final reminder again, please don't forget to purchase your raffle tickets at the raffle table. All proceeds benefit the Boys and Girls Club of Wellington. Raffle is going to be held when we drag the ring at the end.
Brown